selection of identification of recombinants by colony and Blake hybridization probing method. This is very extension form of method. Simply we are calling DNA hybridization method. This is a third kind of method. Moreover, it is very useful and more effective method compared to other methods. Compared to blue and white screening, plus minus screening, the DNA hybridization or colony hybridization is very effective method, and also very easy method and a very timeless method. So, but some problems are there, but we can discuss. Don't fear. This is colony means single colony of the cell. We can easily detect the cell. Before that, we are detected by a single cell, but here may be detected by colony wise. Which colony is recombinant? Yes, maybe. Or Blake, or a group of cells otherwise called Blake. In the case of M13 or viral based vector, we are calling Blake's. Yes. Hybridization means here DNA hybridization principle to behind the role. Using the probe, where you can identify the recombinants. It's called DNA probe hybridization method or colony Blake hybridization probing method, whatever it is. Simply called DNA hybridization method. Okay, let's go. Before studying this technique, you should difference between these what is called you know the difference between genomic library and cDNA library. Already you know that. I think you know very well, especially cDNA library. Here a very important point kept then only you easily understand this procedure. Otherwise little confused. Okay, I try to tell the basic difference between genomic library and cDNA library. After that, come to this slide. Okay, so this is a basic difference between the genomic library and cDNA library. Library means a group of books are placed in the one room, denoted as library. So it contains variety of books, even the variety of titles, in variety of combinations. Even for example, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, microbiology, embryology, neurology, cardiology. So number of department books are arranged in a single room. Same wise, journals, books, newspapers, articles, whatever it is. So these are containing is a library, similar like. Here is gene. The book equal to gene. Gene present in the single vector. A group of genes present in the single vector is called gene library. This gene library divided into two: genomic library, cDNA library. The genomic library is very random method, but this is effectively used for research purpose. Yes, so we taken the cell from anywhere from in the globe, anywhere from the galaxy, so you can easily extract the genomic DNA of the given cell. It's called genomic. The entire genome contains number of genes, number of multiple copies of genes. So we don't know what are the genes are present in the genome. Yes, but we can try to know. Then why we constructed the genomic library. This entire genome using cut with the random restriction enzymes Finally it's produced variety or various size of fragments. Maybe in this is a long fragment, this short fragment. Maybe it contains one or more number of genes, maybe it contains one genes, so we don't know. But just we get the fragments by using restriction enzyme. We can easily separate it by electrophoresis and identify whether which number of how many number of fragments are there in the given genomic DNA. Okay, so the entire unknown in gene of interest randomly ligated into the vector. So this single vector contains number of genes maybe. So it's called genomic library. So maybe it contains single gene. Yes. It also called as a genomic library, but we don't know how many number of genes are there. Maybe it's contains one or more genes. So it's called genomic library. This genomic library transferred into the bacteria and manipulated and we selected. So this time of selection using the genomic library cloning, we prefer the DNA hybridization method. But here we don't prefer the blue white screening or plus minus screening. Why? The question is still asked. Why? I can explain. Similarly, the cDNA library. This library constructed by from mRNA. Already I told the total mRNA isolated from a given cell. The total mRNA once again purified with the single mRNA by using affinity chromatography. This single mRNA using RT, reverse transcriptase enzyme, it converted into cDNA. This is a number of step procedure we already know very well. This double standard cDNA from mRNA is called cDNA. Maybe it's containing one gene or more number of genes. But generally we can isolate the mRNA from eukaryotes. So it should containing a single gene. So we don't worry. Suppose we taken the mRNA from the prokaryotes, so the polycystonic mRNA, maybe the mRNA encodes more number of proteins. So that time we make a cDNA. This cDNA contains one or more number of genes. So this entire cDNA once again restricted and added with the linker sequence. Why? Because maybe it's exists in the blend end. Whether it's blend end, you know very well. You know the why we are adding the linker, why we are doing the homopolymer tiling, why we are adding the adapter sequence. So what are the techniques? You know very well, I think, because this is a cDNA. Yes. So the cDNA converted, added the homopolymer tailing or linker or adapter sequence, restricted with the corresponding enzyme. So ligated into the vector. So produced library is called cDNA library. So what are the basic difference between these two means? Here only expressed genes are there. This gene must to expressed. So don't worry about, because we are taking the mRNA and produce the cDNA from the mRNA. So the expressed genes are still there. So this is only the expressed genes are here. But here maybe the expressed genes are there, maybe the non-functional genes also there. So there's a basic difference. And also where we take in the gene of interest. This is one more difference. First difference here is only functional genes are there in the cDNA library, and it no contains introns. Okay. Genomic library containing functional genes, introns also present, and non-functional genes also present. And also in the genomic library, the source of gene of interest taken from the genome, entire genome. But here taking mRNA, the mRNA converted into cDNA, the cDNA ligated into vector, then transformed to bacteria. So this time of cloning we can prefer to the selection procedure called DNA hybridization method. You clearly understand what I am told. But come to here. I am already told gene libraries are two forms. Yes. Genomic library is one form, another form is cDNA library. Every single gene present in the particular organism may be collected in the vector. It's called genomic library, are prepared by purifying the total DNA. Cell digested, partially digested, resulting fragments can be cloned into the suitable vector. So what are the vectors we are employed for generation of or creation of genomic library? Means easily replacement vector. We know this is a replacement vector or insertion vector, the basic vector of lambda phage vector. Similarly, you know very well about that. Cosmids, yes, we know, well known. Possibly, maybe cosmids are used in possibly. Well known is the artificial chromosome. We know very well. A bacterial artificial chromosome, but we don't know. Laterly we can try to know. And P1 vector we don't know. So these are we know the basic three vectors, we completely know. These vectors are used to construct the genomic library. Yes. Because the COS site will provide a beautiful platform of whatever the gene of interest are, what size of the gene of interest, what nature of the gene of interest, we can easily join to COS site. Okay. Genomic library, one more I am tell you, large collection of cloned DNA sequences from the single genome, and structure of the given chromosome are cloned to a specific genes. Maybe in the entire chromosome of the eukaryotic genome may be cloned by using the corresponding vector. And also genome used to physically destructed by the restriction enzyme or random shearing method to destruct the DNA into get the fragment. The fragment finally inserted into the vector. So finally these fragments are taken, linked to the appropriate vector and transformed into the host cell population. Yes. You know very well about cDNA. cDNA is another form of library, complementary DNA library. It's contain DNA present in a given cell population which is prepared from mRNA. Why we select the mRNA for cDNA library construction means we can more interestingly to reduce the unwanted gene expression. What gene we want, so easily identified through only by presence of mRNA. So that's why we are select the mRNA. But during the preparation of cDNA from the mRNA, so much of limitations are there. So we don't forget these, but we can easily isolate the mRNA at the time of cells we are given at the time of gene expression, at the time of condition. Okay. Treatment of reverse transcriptase. So the finally RNA DNA hybrids are formed. Then the hybrids converted into single stranded DNA. Afterwards, the single stranded DNA converted to double stranded cDNA. Yes, you know very well. Yes. Thus, cDNA will not include introns. Yes, we avoid some problems. We avoid the some protein sequence in the expressed protein, and also regulatory sequences. No needed for this cDNA expression. So, highly advanced method of cloning, we are only using cDNA library, but maybe the vector contains one or more genes we fused into the one or genes. Just you reminding one I am interesting to tell you. The E. coli is Petri coli. So hereafter we try to insert the single gene, either single gene into the host chromosome using the vector. So number of problems are there. Yes, but in future, suppose we clone the one gene. Okay, we got a result. Or maybe we go to the second gene insertion, the same vector. Maybe we insert to the third gene into the vector. So we likewise we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number is endless. So finally we got the E. coli have a Petri coli. Petri coli means what instruction or what information you are given to the E. coli, the E. coli going to did. E. coli, you are going to produce the insulin. Yes, insulin is producing. E. coli, you are going to produce the interleukin. Yes, interleukin is produced. So whatever you tell, whatever you say, or whatever the condition you're going to answer, the E. coli will obey the instruction and produce the corresponding protein. This E. coli is called the Petri coli. So first gene transformation is very toughest compared to second, third. So once we optimize the first transformation, followed by another gene of interest are easily ligated into the vector and expressed. Okay. So that time we compulsory using cDNA. cDNA is better way. So that time we are using DNA hybridization procedure to select the recombinant. Okay. Yes. Here is one more cDNA construction, polyatyl, and added the adenine sequence to the polyal sequences. Reverse transcriptase, first DNA RNA hybrid formation, then RNAs H1 treatment, the RNAs are degraded, then added DNA polymerase, very interesting enzyme, DNA polymerase 1. So it's produced kelonofragment. The kelonofragment to continue the extension, finally single stranded convert to double stranded DNA. The double stranded DNA then attached to the vector to transform. Yes, in the text, this cloned genes are identified by DNA hybridization. Then the next slides, how we identify using DNA probing method. Okay. This is a very interesting method to explain in detail here. Just you go through this slide, so then only you go to previous slides, so we can easy to understand. Okay. First we as usually we cultivate the organism into the plate. Yes, whether it's recombinant or non-recombinant, we can easily identify it by colony Blake DNA hybridization probing method. Okay. First we take a replica plating using nitrocellulose membrane. This is steriled nitrocellulose membrane. Just tip into the surface of the plate, then transfer into another surface. So here the bacterial cells are attached to the nitrocellulose membrane, because nitrocellulose membrane provides some adhesive property, so easily attached, because it contains streptoviridin or biotin molecule, so easily attached. So bacteria attached to the surface of the membrane. Then the membrane inverted into here. First we treated with the toluene or chloroform. So after the treatment of toluene and chloroform, the bacteria's surface attached bacteria cells are denatured. So followed by treatment of alkali and protease, so all proteins, lipids, carbohydrates are degraded. Only the DNA can exist. So here the alkali, protease or toluene or other reagents are DNase free in form. So DNase free form of solution you can employ. So still the DNA cannot be degraded, still attached in the membrane. Okay. So using the 80 degrees centigrade for 2 hours, so it's fixed. The entire DNA go to fixed in the membrane. Or ultraviolet radiation used to fix the DNA into the membrane. Yes. After this procedure, you just wash the entire membrane. Why? Because the unbounded DNA or unbounded RNA or other biomolecules are washed out. Yes. The DNA bounded by the sugar phosphate backbone. Using the sugar phosphate backbone already exists in the DNA. So using this group, the DNA goes to bind the nitrocellulose membrane. Remaining unwanted things are washing out. Only the DNA, genomic containing DNA, maybe in the recombinant plasmid may be inserted or transformed into the host. They also still in the membrane, because this recombinant DNA is a DNA, so it's easily to fix the membrane. Okay. Then this is the last important step. After washing, we can subjected or added the very interesting sequence called DNA probe, especially labeled DNA probe. Here is this very important step, and it has some limitation. So oncoming slides we can learn. Okay, we ordered the corresponding probe, oligonucleotide probe or labeled probe, to the nitrocellulose membrane. If the probe and between the DNA fixed in the membrane, and also we are adding with the probe. So between these two may be complementary each other. They are hybridized. Maybe it's not complementary each other. They cannot hybridized. That's all. Maybe it's complementary each other. It's going to hybridized. When it's hybridized, maybe some are hybridized or some are not hybridized. Yes. After washing the unbounded probing DNA or the labeled DNA, wash out. So the bounded hybridized probe DNA alone is there. Remaining are washed out. And also it's radio labeled. Okay. These entire phenomena subjected into autoradiography. Finally we got this like structure. How? Because this DNA probe we know very well the sequence of the probing, we know very well. Then only we are adding the probe here, otherwise we are not adding. And also we know the gene of interest. Maybe in the gene of interest complementary to the probe, and the gene of interest complementary to the probe, or the probe complementary to the gene of interest. Maybe either the gene of interest present in the membrane, the probe goes to hybridized, otherwise not hybridized. Then only the both DNA are involved in the hybridization. So then only the sequence are complementary each other. Okay. So that corresponding spot or colonies are recombinant after we do the autoradiography. The autoradiography very interesting technique we learned in future. So we know very well about. Yes, this is a simple effective method of DNA hybridization. Yes. So here the complementary of the nucleic acid stand hybridized each other is the main principle. Very important principle. So complementary of the probe, complementary binds to the our gene of interest. Yes, whether it's present in the membrane. Yes, so it's very important. So in the complementary binding can take place at specific condition. Maybe it's put on hybridization chamber. Okay. The two single stranded nucleic acid molecule have to potential to form base pairs with each other, so only the molecules get hybridized. So other molecules are not hybridized. So finally it's produced inter-strand bonds are formed. Maybe the hydrogen bonds are formed between the two DNA molecule. Okay. However, if the polynucleotides are complementary, extensive base bearing can occur to form a stable double stranded. So come to here. The hybridization maybe takes place in the three form. Maybe less hybridized, medium hybridized, strong hybridized. So we add some probing to the this identification method. Maybe in the probe of the sequence of the probe may be complementary each other of some DNA sequence in the membrane. So maybe this complementary bindings look like this. This is low complementary or poor complementary or unstable hybridized. Maybe it easily broken down. Yes, easily broken down. The unstable. One or two bases each other made for each other, so it can hybridized. And also this is a stable hybridized. Some of the segment of DNA may be hybridized, so other segments are not hybridized. This is medium hybridization. This is not good result, but these two problems are created a cost during the hybridization probing method. We can ignore or we can troubleshooting this method. How means we strongly set the gene of interest complementary to the probing. So the probing, designing of the probing, the complementary each other to the gene of interest. So the designing of the probing is important to reduce this kind of factors to influence. Okay. So finally the strong hybridization maybe takes place. So this kind of hybridization will give a good result. Yes. So nucleic acid hybridization maybe takes place not only in the DNA to DNA. Maybe in the nucleic acid hybridization occur RNA to DNA or DNA to RNA, whatever it is. either because both are complementary each other. So why if the suitable hybridization condition, it can hybridized. So no worry about. Maybe we are using DNA probe or RNA probe. So DNA probe making very toughest compared to RNA probe. So maybe we can using RNA probing easily identify the recombinant DNA if the desired gene is available in the membrane. Colony hybridization. So the same procedure I am telling here. Once again, hybridization probing. We are adding probe and hybridization to the DNA. So it's called hybridization probing method. Identification of recombinant DNA molecule, either bacterial or bacteriophage mediated gene cloning. That's why we are calling Blake or colonies hybridization. Yes. Okay. First, we colonies or Blakes. Blakes are transferred to the nitrocellulose membrane, nylon membrane, treated with some reagent to remove the contaminating material. Just withdraw the DNA. Yes. So after this treatment, there is denaturation of the DNA molecules can take place. So if you are subjected to 80 degrees centigrade in the nitrocellulose membrane, the attached DNA molecule can fix into the nitrocellulose membrane. So bound tightly to the membrane using this condition. Okay. So after tight binding, we can wash with another unbounded molecules using the corresponding buffer. So finally it's tightly binding using the sugar phosphate backbone of the nucleotides, tightly binds to the membrane, attached to the membrane. Yes. So then only if the attachment is very loose, during the washing purpose, the entire DNA can be washed out. So we can never identify. So the sugar phosphate backbone tightly bounded to the membrane. So then only during the washing, the DNA alone remaining things are washed out. Yes. Okay.